Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Ray Robinson. These names are among the select few that are within the conversation for the greatest boxer of all time, and while these men possess tremendous skills and accolades in various ways in the sport of boxing, there is one man that transcends them all: Floyd Mayweather Jr.
Oscar De La Hoya said that he wants the best, he want to leave off fighting the best. Bring it on, now tax that ass too.
Floyd Mayweather, steak and potatoes for life.
Oscar not gonna stand sign for y'all, I'll win it.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. in the sport of boxing reached a rarefied era that no other boxer has ever reached, with the utter dominance and brilliance he displayed in the sport, and with the tremendous level of success he obtained. So in today's video, I'll be attempting to prove that very statement by analyzing and going over the career Floyd Mayweather had, and the fighter Floyd Mayweather was when he graced the boxing ring, where I will go over key aspects of Floyd Mayweather's career and skills as a fighter. But before we go into that, I think it is first important to define what it means to be the best boxer of all time. Now, while you could say impact-wise, Ali is the greatest ever with his polarizing figure, or talent-wise, someone like Mike Tyson could said to be the greatest due to his genetic gifts, I will be proving that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the greatest all-around boxer of all time, with me going over various aspects of him as a fighter, both inside and outside the ring. Let's first go over the most highlighted aspect of Floyd Mayweather as a boxer, with that being his defense. So we of course must start off by discussing the widely popular defensive style known as the Philly shell. Originating from the early boxing community of Philadelphia sometime in the mid-20th century, according to most boxing historians, Floyd would adopt this defensive style as he developed as a pro, and hone it into arguably the most effective and influential defensive style of the 21st century within the sport of boxing. This style essentially consists of a narrow stance and thorough defense, where a fighter is simultaneously able to defend headshots, body shots, and even bob and weave seamlessly due to optimal defensive positioning, making it a very appealing and effective style. Floyd would go on to perfect this style, resulting in him making some of the greatest boxers of our generation look completely outclassed, with his opponents only averaging a measly 60% of punches landed of total punches thrown. In fact, Floyd Mayweather was so defensively dominant during his career that in 50 professional fights, he was never dropped nor cut by a punch even once, which is utterly insane to even fathom, considering how many of boxing's best have been in wars throughout their careers. This, along with his high boxing IQ, unmatched ring generalship, and insane reflexes and speed, has resulted in him being widely regarded as the greatest defensive fighter to ever live. He became the master of hitting and not getting hit, which is what the sweet science is all about.
The most important part of dance is music. So now let us listen to the music and identify the beats.
1, 2, 3.
But that was too soft.
Next up, let's go over Mayweather's offensive skills as a fighter. Although Floyd is most well known for his brilliant defense, he's actually a very efficient boxer offensively as well. In fact, he's the most accurate boxer since the introduction of the CompuBox metric system, which measures and records important boxing statistics such as punches thrown, punches landed, jabs landed, etc. He averaged nearly 48% of punches thrown landed throughout his career, which illuminates the accuracy and precision that Floyd Mayweather displayed during his time in the sport. Additionally, most people often forget that Floyd early on in his career was actually a much more aggressive knockout artist, winning by stoppage in 16 of his first 25 fights as a professional. However, despite the odd knock on Floyd for not going for knockouts later in his career, he was very efficient in his career, with him commonly methodically calculating what strikes to take to utterly dominate his opponent from a skill standpoint, such as Canelo Alvarez, where he landed over 50% of his power punches, and Robert Guerrero, where he landed an insane 60% of his power punches. Thanks to his experience and knowledge of the sport, Floyd was masterful in efficiently countering his opponents, commonly pivoting off missed shots from his opponents to implement his own offense, which obviously paid off quite nicely for him. Hence, early on in his career, Floyd displayed the ability to actually stop his opponents and also utterly school them in the sweet science later on in his career as well. Now, not only would Floyd have high success in the boxing ring, He would also create an influx of buzz and hype around him and the sport itself throughout his career with his brilliant boxing skill and ability to create a spectacle before the fights with his infamous trash talking. What Floyd understood early on in his career is that garnering attention, whether good or bad, would bring in business and pay-per-view buys. He would quickly become known as a persistent and effective trash talker, getting into the heads of his opponents well before they ever got into the ring with him. His verbal assaults on his opponents would visibly affect his opponents, with several displaying frustration during the actual fights, which just further made Floyd look brilliantly defensively, as it is hard enough to hit him when you're at your best, let alone when you are emotional and more impulsive. It is because of this reason that Floyd Mayweather is still the highest earning boxer of all time, bringing in over $1 billion throughout his illustrious career. In fact, his modern trash talking model would be mimicked by fighters of the new generation, such as Conor McGregor and Ryan Garcia, especially today with there now being many social media platforms to gain the sort of aura that every fighter strives to have amongst the masses. This, on top of his undefeated record, captivated audiences everywhere, where each time a new formidable opponent would present himself, people wondered if the unsolved puzzle of Floyd Mayweather would be solved or not, all just further proving that Floyd was also a prolific showman throughout his career. It is crystal clear that Floyd's impact on the sport of boxing is immense, with many young fighters having adopted his style, such as Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, with Floyd now passing on his knowledge as a promoter. Throughout his career, he would be thrown champion after champion, from Oscar De La Hoya to Manny Pacquiao, where he would pass every test, continuously re-establishing himself as a pound-for-pound best boxer on the planet, with him still holding the record for having beaten the most world champions. What really separated him from his peers was his consistent greatness and ability to download data and systematically shut down his opponents, making them look average despite many of them being world champions themselves. He was the epitome of what a great world champion was from a skills perspective and from a showman perspective as well. Not only is his skill highly mimicked and respected in the sport of boxing today, but so is his high level of discipline. Despite reaching immense levels of fame, being in a highly appealing and fast lifestyle city, living in Las Vegas, Nevada, he was dedicated to his craft, even going on runs right from club parties, as well as engaging in multiple training sessions a day on a regular basis, even during the prime of his fame during his career. It is almost unheard of to exit the sport of boxing unquestioned and undisputed as a champion, but it is even more rare to exit the sport unscathed and at the top of the game. Hence, it is very blatantly clear that Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer to ever live.